Good morning. This is the Formalization Admiral and Chancellor of formerly Planet T-2044, Kailan Takatani. Good morning, sirs and ma'ams. I have to come back from my vacation of sorts in order to explain what I just saw in the news and what I gathered from it in terms of the abilities of local state governments now. We have a situation in Qatar where I looked up that Trump has a non-NATO, quote unquote, coalition with Qatar, which is the primary, I'm thinking, location of the organization of Hamas. I am aware that their known leader had passed away. I don't remember how, but this was last year, or at the beginning of this year. And you now have a situation where Mr. Netanyahu, maybe due to Hamas attacks or threats, I don't know what started the incident in Israel, and together with Mr. Trump are fighting back Qatar and Hamas. But I have not heard word of any damage to any property on the news, or injury to any soldiers involved, or death, or gunfire, or launching of any long distance projectiles, missiles. You have this conflict continuing on the news as some sort of back and forth situation looking like now, with America showing with the word attack. Where did this take place? Defending Israel, the Gaza Strip? But no matter what is taking place right now, you do not have any casualties or residents who are in danger, because our universe is flat now, not involving residents who do not want to be going through the situations with their local state governments currently. Isn't that the truth? With all that I have detailed over the past week on my timeline, which is for you how many years? Because we have not really gotten down to the details of the difference between when you started collecting me right before everyone had the motivation, working corporate, going towards a bull market was the idea. But now it has been almost 20 years, and now you have no residents. You have no hardcore yachters in any of these areas who are facing danger from any attack. You do not have the details, the particulars for your front side looking conflict there, which we consider, kind of routine in terms of planned conflict, planned conflict events, and you being able to yacht in the background. Your yachting particulars aren't there. Your residence, in order to make it look like something on the news, which could be considered a scare tactic for the news. You have soldiers who are displaying that they are not combat ready. You are having a conflict without any gunfire, but the word attack and in the name of defense is being used correct. From what? Firstly, I did not see on the news over the past 15 minutes of viewing it any news of the initial attack. You don't have the details out there in terms of what is being presented on the news. Meaning, your planned conflict events in order to yacht, on top of taking away services provided by the government, you also, I heard, cannot actualize your instructors in order to instruct soldiers on how to soldier. Meaning you have newly recruited personnel for your militaries that are not combat ready and cannot be anymore across your aggregate of these connected dimensions of local state governments. Meaning, de facto, your militaries are now defunct and cannot operate and perform their duties. That is your situation now, and who am I? I am a formalization admiral and chancellor with the ability to enforce in terms of land enforcement. That not only includes the local statutes, which I have a situation with in terms of being out there and having to go through, watching businesses conduct operations for which they can be enforced on. which is my dig later. But what are we seeing when it comes to the military? You cannot shoot me. As any military of any local state government, you cannot attack me on the front side, even from beyond my radius, I'm assuming, of 30 some miles, 35 miles, around 13 or so kilometers, 15. Now look at your governments and their situations. From this point, will you be conducting your operations as creating situations in order to have reasons to yod? Sure, but you have no residents to protect? What are you going to fortify? Are you actually, fortifying or acquiring infrastructure for any utility? That's not even going on when you consider there's no sales. How's gas sales these days? Not really, huh? They're just bringing the prices up in order to make up for the loss of purchased stock of gas. The situation is looking further down in terms of it starts with a D. Should I just move on because you're blanking me out there? What are you trying to hide? The fact that we all understand this shit? For one, it's what? You don't have the ability to do what? If we just list them all, because you're trying to keep me from talking now, these antagonists who are not residents of any of these planets, which are human, would you knock that off? Who are you doing that for? Officer? Captain? For who? For Mr. Trump, okay? Now, your movements possible in terms of the National Guard on local jurisdictions and residents, whether they be influxers or not, is what you have still for your yachting. You make more use of these international events, which do not have the ability to frontside look real anymore. You're doing it right now. Looking kind of... Why are you doing that is the question. You have the news essentially of a conflict international involving how many countries, and then you don't have any actual combat or injury, danger to residents or to each other, and you don't know how to soldier as the newly recruited personnel of these local state governments, who can no longer be, via probably security issues, you can no longer actualize instructors in order to teach people how to shoot or do anything. Can you? Can you save residents from danger? This is what you have out there, residents of the universe, sirs and ma'ams. Now you're looking at your situations as, well, shit, if we can't provide ourselves with security in terms of military force, I guess you better get on with it, shouldn't you? I'm still on my vacation here. I'm just making mention of what I see here. I don't have any play in this at all. Good morning.